So NBA Youngboy actually dropped a project not too long ago, and I think he's dropped a couple projects while I've been doing reviews that I've seen and I've kind of missed because I know Youngboy drops a lot of projects. He drops an album every 7 to 10 business days, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like, so what? He drops a lot of music. Who cares? I don't really care. I mean, that honestly, it's smart on his part. He knows his fans are going to listen to it, and it's a lot of money for him. I have a lot of conflicted opinions about NBA Youngboy where I don't really think he's bad. I mean, I think he's bad sometimes, and then I think he's decent sometimes, and I think he's good sometimes. I want to do a video on it, so that video is probably going to be upcoming in the next few days about like my opinions on NBA Youngboy. So I'm going to try and save my opinions on that matter until that video. So I'm going to try my best and not hit too many main points in this video because I want people to watch that one. I feel like that would get some views. This album, like I said, makes me want to make a video like that. He has the chance, to make hard, energy-filled songs. Good production, like Casey Talk, in my opinion, is like peak Youngboy, in my opinion. Like, he's good rapping, he has a nice hook on there, nice melody, nice little production he's flowing over. But I feel like since that album and since songs like that, he doesn't really make music like that anymore. I feel like he's almost like trying too hard or like not trying hard enough. It sounds like he's just saying stuff like this whole album. Obviously I'm not going to Youngboy for real lyrical content because he's kind of like Travis Scott where lyric wise he's not really saying anything too crazy. It's about the sound of the song for it. And like the sound of NBA Youngboy is not good enough to carry him. You know what I mean? Like, his production is not good enough to carry his lack of lyricism. Or not even his lack of lyricism, his lack of saying anything cool at all. Like, he's kind of just saying very basic bars, like very basic lines, just kind of stringing together. This album, to me personally, is just kind of nothing. I for sure do like a couple of songs. The intro, I think it's Versace Shades, is what it's called, is a pretty good song. I like that. Had me kind of high hopes that this could be a pretty good project. There's a couple other ones on here that I also kind of liked a little bit. But after, like, the intro, a lot of that kind of energy just went and flowed away. And I was nowhere near as invested as I was in it by about song 4 or 5. It's also one of those albums where, like, it's not really that long, but it feels longer than what it is because it's only Youngboy. And he's not interesting enough to really do anything crazy, so he kind of just sounds like he's making the same song over and over again. It sounds like sometimes, when Youngboy is rapping, he sounds like he's falling downstairs. And sometimes, that sounds stupid, but sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. This is 99% of the time not working. Melodies on this project just don't sound great at all, in my opinion. A couple of them sound okay, but like none of them really sound good. Excuse me. It's hard to talk about albums like this because to me, I don't feel anything listening to it. And honestly, that's probably one of the worst things that an album can do is even if it's bad, it just makes you feel nothing. And like a lot of these songs aren't even necessarily bad. Like, I can listen to them and, like, them be not awful, but the reason, like, I'm not gonna do that is because they don't give me any feeling at all. If you watch my Netspin review, you'll see that I think that's the worst album I've ever heard, but that album made me feel something. Even if it was disgust, it was almost kind of like, not fun bad, but like it was kind of funny how bad it was listening. Like, it was not fun bad in terms of like I'm gonna give it a point or two because that's how bad it is. No, like it was just genuinely like, wow, it made me feel a strong emotion. But this album doesn't do that. It's just kind of another nothing Youngboy project. I know, like, he's dropped, what was that album where like he had like Black was on it, Louis V was on it, I think, or Vuitton was on it. That album, like, even though he was kind of biting Cardi for a lot of it, that album at least had a set kind of sound. This one doesn't really have that. It's kind of just gets a nice little beat he can spit over and start spitting over it. And there's just nothing really to something like that. It doesn't sound unique at all. This kind of, like, I've heard Youngboy have solo better songs than ones on this entire album. Versace Shades, like the intro, is definitely the best song on this project. And that kind of leaves me making a difficult decision on the overall. Because yes, none of these songs are awful. Like, they're at least mid at best, or kind of bad at worst, you know. It makes it hard because I don't want to give it like a 3 or a 2 out of 10 because it's not that bad, but I don't want to give it a 5 or a 6 because it ain't that good either. So I have no real choice but to give it a 4. I guess, and even then, I still kind of want to turn that down. I want to lower that a little bit, but I can't justify it, I guess. The best thing that this album kind of did for me is it makes me want to make a video about Youngboy and about my conflicted opinions on him. I want to say that'll come out in the next few days, but I'm kind of bad at telling y'all when videos are going to drop because I always think they're going to drop sooner than what they do. Like, I announced, yesterday that I'd have a vid on my second channel because I knew Minecraft mod was coming out, and then I seen them on, I was like, this is way bigger than what I thought it was going to be. So, scratch that. This is going to take me a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this stuff just ends up taking longer than what I want it to. But anyway, guys, overall, I give this project a 4 out of 10. It's about the best I can do. If you made it to the end of this video, then I greatly appreciate it. If you disagree, comment. It helps my, to get views, you know what I'm saying? So, even if you hate me, let me know about it. I want to read it, and then I want the the algorithm to tell me, yo, if you don't think you're gonna like this, go watch this video, because I want views. I also want you to join my Patreon for as little as $1.50 a month to get actual benefits from being a channel member. Not a channel member, a Patreon member. I do want to do a channel membership. That would be cool. Anyway, do that. But if you want to, just hit the subscribe button. I love you guys.